The Dallas Mavericks have agreed to a 2-year, $13 million deal with D'Angelo Russell. This is like an interesting signing, I have to say. Now, when you look at D'Angelo Russell, last year he was terrible. When you look at his averages for last year, his total season average was 12.6 points per game, 39% overall from the field, 31 from three. So he shot poorly overall last year. He was terrible. But prior to last season, the prior to last season for a few years prior, he was averaging around like 16 to 18 points a game on 45 or above overall from the field and around 39 to 40% from three. So he was putting up those numbers for several seasons prior until last year. I think the hope is by the Dallas Mavericks is that last year was just a fluky season for him when it comes to being bad. And that's why he didn't really play well. He did get traded from the Lakers. He was a scapegoat for them. Then he got, traded to the Nets, and he just didn't thrive in his second stint with the Nets. His numbers weren't good at all. But now I have to say is that he is still fairly young. He just turned 29 last February. That means he'll probably be good for another 4 to 5 years. So I think there's a high chance that he'll be productive next season for the Dallas Mavericks because I think he's going to want to prove himself that he still has a lot left in his tank and definitely probably will try to pad his numbers to increase his value. I think the other silver lining for D'Angelo Russell is that Kyrie Irving is pretty much out for all of next season. He may come back in early April to play out the final 2 weeks of the regular season, but he's mostly done for all of next year. So by going by that, he's going to be the starter of the Dallas Mavericks. He'll have plenty of chances to take advantage of that role, to increase his production, and to rehabilitate his image from last season. The other plus I would say by playing in Dallas is that he's reunited with Anthony Davis, aka A Dummy. That's my nickname for him. Those two guys know how to play well together. He played with A Dummy for like several seasons, so they have great chemistry. That's another thing I think he has going for himself. He will get to play with rookie sensation Cooper Flagg, who's built to be a once-in-a-lifetime generational superstar. So he'll have that going too, where he'll get to play with him. And I think he's going to help him out a lot since he's an experienced guard. He's an experienced vet. I think he can be a great complement to Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis. I think that could work really well, and he can definitely help them get to the playoffs by adding him to that team if they're healthy overall. Granted, they don't have Kyrie, but they'll have him. And I think he can play kind of like the role Kyrie would have played for them had he been able to start the regular season. Granted, he's not as good as Kyrie, but in some ways, he's kind of like a middle-class version of Kyrie. I'm saying that generously, that he can do kind of like a simulation of what it will be like to play with Kyrie for a guy like Cooper Flagg. That he's kind of like he's a lesser talented version, I would say. Doesn't have the good handles like Kyrie, but he is a good 3-point shooter. I would say like Kyrie, when he's on, when his shot is falling, he can hit his 3-point shots. He's very streaky in that regard. He's also a decent playmaker. For his career, he's averaged 5.7 assists a game. So I think he's going to help the Mavericks in just ball flow and just passing and just organizing the offense, just orchestrating it, just giving it some structure. I think he'll provide all those things for him. So, for the Mavericks, I think this was overall a good signing, a good value deal. They didn't overpay him, and I think he'll have a resurrection in Dallas this upcoming season. So that's my bold prediction. I think this was a good signing by the Dallas Mavericks. I don't have anything else to say.